Hi, welcome to Being Broke Isn't Cute. I'm your financial empowerment coach, Teresa. We're here to talk about pandemic planning, so let's get started. My first point is that we are programmed to be consumers. From the day we get to this earth to the day we leave this earth, we consume and we spend, or someone spends money for us. It's really out of necessity. We have to buy the goods and services that we need. And we can't live off the grid and off the land. Nobody's trying to do that, especially me. I happen to love indoor plumbing, electricity, and Target. But what we have to do is we have to learn to control our spending and to develop good spending habits. And these are given to us either as we grow up and we're taught by our parents or grandparents or other adults, or even through education. Some schools have personal finance education. Or, unfortunately, for too many of us, we have to learn it on our own, which is usually after we've already damaged our credit, gotten into a lot of debt, had issues with credit cards, or there's some sort of major interruption that forces us to do this. Kind of like a pandemic. Well, we also have to deal with a multi-billion-dollar industry. I believe the number I saw was $263 billion that is spent in ads to sell us stuff. That's a lot of money. And it's focused on one thing to get us to buy. And the advertising industry, they study us. They study what we like, what we don't like, our fears, our insecurities, all of the things, and as many of the things as they can find out. They know us better as a general group, probably better than we know ourselves. And they want to know more. They gather data on us from social media, those store preferred buyer cards, your credit card purchases, your cash purchases. Anywhere they can gather data, they gather it, and then they make assumptions about us and about the different things that we do or don't do or don't like. And they tailor ads to address those needs, those fears, those likes, those dislikes. And they're very good at what they do. Plus, they've got a whole lot of money backing them up to get us just to consume and to spend. Point 2, managing your spending habits is the key, or at least one of the keys to your financial success. Remember, you can only spend money once. You can earn more money, but once you spend $1, that dollar is gone. So when you mismanage your money, one, you can't undo it. Many times we can't undo it. And two, mismanaged money means that you have lost the opportunity to apply that money toward your true needs, for saving for the future or investing for the future. And this is more than just a just say no moment. We're talking about making better financial decisions for yourself now and for your future. Smarter decisions means including both of those, the present and the future. So to make smarter spending habit decisions, you have to decide to cover your needs before your wants. Needs come first. Also, you have to understand the how and the why you spend. Is it because you're bored, you're insecure, you want to do some retail therapy? You also have to make the decision, depending on your situation, you may go cash only. If you don't have the cash, you don't buy it. Or you could either eliminate your credit cards if you've had issues with credit cards in the past, or you can make a decision to pay your credit cards off in full each month. Another smart decision is to have a wealth management plan, which includes having a budget, which covers your current monthly spending in up to about a year. And also have your future plans, your future financial plans in mind. Make a financial plan. You have to answer the question, what do you need, or what do you want your money to do for you? What do you want it to do for you now? And what do you need for it to do for you in the future? Okay, you may be thinking, where do I even start? How do I get this ball rolling? Well, the first thing you're going to have to do, and the main thing you're going to have to do, is review and evaluate all of your spending. When I say all, I mean all. You're going to go with your major contractual items like your mortgage, your rent, loans, taxes. You've got to think of, the question to ask when you're looking at these items is, what kind of plans can you make? Because most of these are long-term. What kind of plans can you make to reduce or eliminate this expense? Mortgage and rent, you're going to have a place to stay. So do you want to downsize? Do you want to maybe consolidate households, move in with a family member or a friend until you can get your money situation together? But how do you reduce or eliminate these particular type of debts? Because these are the kind that you've signed a contract for, and there can be legal ramifications if you don't pay them. 2, you're going to look at your minor contractual expenses. These are things like memberships and subscriptions, like gym memberships and entertainment type things, clubs, dues. You want to look at how do you reduce, eliminate, or renegotiate them. Think about for your satellite. Do you need the 300 channel package? Can you deal with the 200 channel package, or can you deal with a different type of subscription service that would be cheaper? That's what Next, you want to look at your essential expenses. Now, these are things like utilities, groceries, insurance. These are your needs. The question you want to ask on these, is there a way for you to reduce the costs? You need to compare rates, plans, carriers. Can you reduce your usage? That's one way. Next, you're going to look at, and finally, you're going to look at your non-essential expenses. Non-essential clothing, toys, entertainment, movies, that kind of thing. The question you want to ask with these items, depending on your financial situation, is there a way for you to delay these purchases, either temporarily? Is it a way for you to eliminate these purchases permanently? You just decide not to buy it. And if you do have to buy, you must shop around and compare. You want to get the best deal you can. On these type of things, you want to know, first you want to get the best deal if you must spend, but you really want to ask yourself, in your current financial situation, what is the best use of this money? Is this the best use for this money? My final point, especially as parents, we must teach our children solid financial principles. And not only our words, but also our actions. They need to see us doing this financial process. Include them when they get a certain age so they know that money doesn't just appear. Because in this day and age when a lot of kids don't necessarily see cash, it may not be real to them. Plus, you don't want them to have to learn the hard way, where they have to make all these mistakes and all this kind of stuff, and that puts them that much further behind. Help them to build on your mistakes. You pulled yourself up out of a financial mess. Don't let your children drop back down and have to start all over with it. That can be part of your inheritance to your children, to give them solid financial principles so they start there and they can move up. Also, be a model, if you can, for other family and friends. They might be, you might be the only positive financial example they have. If everybody they know is living paycheck to paycheck and you're the example of that, you don't have to, that could really help them. So if you can help someone, it is not enough just to help yourself. You've got to help somebody else with their financial. So just to wrap things up, I have to ask you, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready to change your mindset on your spending habits? I know it's a lot to take in and a lot to do because you have to ignore almost an internal programming and $1 billion advertising machine that's designed to get you to spend. But part of that is making the best use of the dollars that you have. That's all you can ever be expected to do, and nobody's going to be perfect with that. But make the best use of it. Make the best decision you can at the time. Finally, be a personal finance mentor or model for someone else, especially if you have children. Personal finance knowledge, knowing how to handle your money and make decisions, that is a great inheritance, something that nobody can take away from them. Plus, it helps them build their own lives. So pass it along. And while you're passing things along, don't forget to share this video. And if you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. In addition, there is a worksheet. You know I love a good worksheet. There is a worksheet that will be attached if you go to my website, beingbrokeisn'tcute.com. Also, join me next week for the final episode. It's part 4, and it's going to be on savings and investing. See you next week. Thanks for joining me.